Hi guys, so today we're gonna take a look at this tank that customer commissioned us to set up, and she wanted to turn her nano tank into a Prada tank aquarium. So this is an update to that, and we'll run down the system that we decided to use on the aquarium. So first of all, you can see on this side over here we have the cooling fan to cool down the water. This is the up cooling fan, nano one, so this is very suitable for the small tank use because it doesn't take a large amount of space. As you can see, the tank is very slim, so there won't be much space for us to mount a large fan on the top. And talk about the top one, we decided to use the Unicorn Light Warrior P-type 0.1 for nano tanks. So let me try to focus this one in. Yeah, so we decided to use this one because this is the most efficient, and we would like to say this is the best light to use for Prada tank aquarium. Let me get down there to see the LED here. So okay, let me adjust the brightness for a while. Just run down there. Okay, you can see that there's a multiple color LEDs. They are designed to have the optimum power level, photosynthesis, active radiations. So most of the lights that emit by the unit itself is absorbed by the plants, and there's no wastage. So in return, the plants will grow faster. They use less energy to run, and also less algae problems. So this is the LED, and let's take a look at the top. So this light comes before the dimmer and the timer that we inside. It will dim down, and then it will turn into the night mode, which moonlight mode. So it uses 18 watt. This one has actually have been dimmed down a bit because the tank is not that big. The light should be able to support around, I think, 30 to 40 liter aquarium. This is only a 20 something liter aquarium, so they have to be toned down the power. So this is how we set up inside the tank. We have some we use our wabikusa, and then there's a real stone and some sand, which the customer like the stand, so we use the series sand as the foreground. CO2 unit. This is the up diffuser, and we have the up bubble counter, the check valve, and she wanted something that easy to use, so we use an up solenoid regulator. So let's get over to this side. So you can see we have a few bottles of chemicals over here. We use the stability to build up the bacteria. This is so far the more promising bacteria starter that we use. And also we use a C-Chem Prime, and behind here we use this C-Chem C-Gel, and behind there we have aquavitro carbonate and the aquavitro mineralized, which is a GH. So the reason we use the prime is that we like the properties that it can remove it can bind, actually not remove, it bind with heavy metal, and there's a lot of unwanted particles inside the soil, so we hope that the prime can get rid of it for us. And also the C-Chem C-Gel we use will be help as well, because it have some aluminium oxide beads, so it will remove silicate and phosphate if there's any, and the carbon will also remove any impurity. But that's been said, we also use RO filter water because we want the best result. We don't want the aquarium to have any problem and delay our delivery, because we want to the customer to be able to take the tank within a month of time. So because we're using the RO water, we're gonna have to rely on the GH to introduce the necessary mineral into the aquarium for the plants, and also carbonate to balance the pH, because our water, they have a very low pH level. So okay, behind here, if you can see, we also have the CO2 indicator, just to let us know that we have enough proper amount of CO2 inside the dissolved CO2 inside the water. It measured the gas that came out from the pH of the gas that came out from the water. So instead of measuring the water for pH, because water pH can be affected by minerals and other substance, so by measuring the gas that came out from the water, you know the acidity and then you can measure the acidity pH level, so determine the pH of the carbonate of the water, because the carbonate is actually acidic. So come to this side is actually quite basic. We doesn't change anything. This is by the way, this is a fluo spec aquarium, so we doesn't change anything. We use back the sponge and everything, except that we change the carbon into the sea gel. So that's all the introduction of the material they use. Before we started introducing the plants, we ran the water for a few days with our water as well, and we did a few 90% water changes because you don't want the unnecessary or over fertilized soil to hinder the growth of the plants. You want to have a best water quality as possible, so that the plants can grow well and fast and without any algae growth. So even though there's not much of the soil inside here, we will still like to change, I think, around 3 to 4 times before we start introduce the plants. So during the water changes time, we doesn't have the CO2 and the lights turn on, because we don't want to attract any algae to grow. So this is how it looks like. You take a closer look at the aquarium. As you can see, the plants this is only around 3 days of introducing the plants, and that each one of them is very healthy. They're well to the lights, or they're heading to the lights now. So yeah, so that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Bye.